Hi, this is my first video, so I'm kind of nervous, but let's not waste any time. I've been drawing my entire life, and while I haven't excelled at it, I think it's fun and everyone should do it. That being said, I was raised on the early internet, and I saw all the Dragon Ball and Sonic OCs, and I never really tried an OC for myself out of fear. So for fun, I'm just going to attempt to make original characters for different series that I grew up with, and I'm going to put them here on YouTube. Now, right off the bat, I can't emphasize enough how pointed Kazuki Takahashi's art style is, which was a small challenge at first, but I eventually got over it. Now, the base of his faces and chins always seem like the first step, along with the big ears we always seem to block from memory. Now, the eyes and their size is a notable aspect to Kazuki's art style, along with how small the noses and mouths really are, just to really bring out the impact of the eyes visually. Yu-Gi-Oh! Also helped with the anime eye and hair stereotype, which I'll attempt to emulate. It didn't really popularize it in Japan. It just brought it to the West, and that's the first one we all think about, honestly. Let's not lie to ourselves. The pupils were half ovals. It's just pretty simple compared to the lashes and the eyes and the positioning. They were my first big problem when learning this art style, which was pretty interesting, I must say. Now, all I really do here is polish it and put in that tiny little eyebrow. It makes a lot of difference. Every character is angry in the original manga, so I tried to do that. And here we have my favorite part, the pointed jacket collars. It doesn't matter if you have a t-shirt, a jacket, a school outfit, it's gotta be pointed collars. That's a very stylish choice that you can never go wrong with. So for this project, I was always thinking about how Kazuki always drew inspiration from the Egyptians for the original run of his series. So I thought, why not pick a different old culture? So I went with the Greeks. Here I did the hair to make it look like the leaf wraiths that they give to champions in Greece. And since every OC in Yu-Gi-Oh has to be the greatest duelist who ever lived, and everyone's pretty stuck up about that, I said why not? That's a nice aspect of the Greeks that can translate to Yu-Gi-Oh pretty well. And here I'm just gonna deepen the lines and add some shading and make it look done. And then we're gonna move on to the full body pose. Okay, so for proportions, the Yu-Gi-Oh art style, everyone's very tall and slim, and I'm going to say this a lot, but pointed. Everything is very pointed. It's meant to be that way. And once you understand that it's supposed to be like that, you get to play around with it. Here you can see I'm giving it very extra care with the jeans and the shoes because in Yu-Gi-Oh every material is pointed. Leather, silk, denim, everything is extremely pointed along with the shoes. Again, that's the point, pointed. I don't want to say pointed anymore, but I'm gonna have to say it a few more times. And then, again, we have the jacket, pointy again. I wanted to give him a long jacket like Seto Kaiba or Jack Atlas, and I thought that was a really simple, clean design that you couldn't really go wrong with, and it did look amazing. But as you'll see, I soon lost faith because I thought you couldn't go wrong with a simple jacket and jeans, but you can because I was really worried about being too basic. Now, for the head, I was always worried that I was getting the head too small or the hair too small, so I had to practice this. See, I did the collars first to keep me in line, and then I drew the head. It's slightly bigger than I want it to be at first glance, but again, this is Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything is big, pointy, and stylish. I'm just finishing up his hands because that bothered me quite a bit. Even in the recording, it bothered me. I couldn't get to that sooner. Now I like to draw the heads complete before I do the hair, but for this art style, if you get used to it, you don't need to do that eventually. That was just to line up my leaf wreath, my wraith. pick a side, obviously, because it's just going straight back. That won't do. You need it to be pointy. You need it to look good. You need to be at an angle. So I chose left, obviously. Again, the eyes were a challenge, even if it's that small. You see the big ears. If you look at Yu-Gi-Oh, you notice how big their ears really are, which I didn't. For the outfit, I practiced it on the side before I started, and I went for a simple jacket, and you really couldn't go wrong with that, I thought, but the creeping fear came up that I might be too basic with my design, so I soon discovered I really can go wrong with it. So I tried adding a few accessories to his jacket, and at first I thought, yeah, it's pretty nice, but of course if you polish a turd, it's still a turd. I thought maybe some spikes or horns like that coming from the jacket would be nice, but it's impractical. But then again, duelists are like pro wrestlers that don't move. It's pretty useless. Unless you're in Arc 5, which was slowly becoming one of my favorites at the time. Like how its factions and themes reflected the current game and its players. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the art style. Here I erased quite a bit, but that's okay. It's okay to start over. That's another little note for character design, that your first line is never your last line. Feel free to erase, start over. Don't think of it as starting from scratch. Think of it as a new game plus. Restart with all your past EXP and you will always do better next time. Now for the next design, the good design, the final design that I give him, I give him a jacket that looks like the Green Ranger's shoulder pads. And for this I was thinking Yuya, or if you're a Duel Monsters purist, think maybe Merrick and Bakura combined, where he's got that nice little t-shirt underneath and it's very nice. It looks amazing. And then I finish off the hands, of course, because it always makes me mad when I don't finish the little things. And then his little cape comes down rounded, but I eventually thought maybe this could be like a demon jacket. It could like have that little glare on it. See, I do the neck. I highlight it before I start, and I make myself look dumb because I just revealed what it's gonna look like. But that's my bad. See the eyes, the angry looking demon eyes, and the cape. It looks kind of like his fangs hanging down behind him. A little star in the middle just brings it all together. You don't want it to be too simple. Nice and pointy. Makes it look like it's from Kazuki himself. See, nice little highlights. Make everything look better. Little lines beneath it, the shading. It just looks nice. He's got some tattoos. Highlight his hair. And there we go. He's a beautiful baby boy. Okay, so since it's my first video, I decided to put in a little bonus. I'm attempting the face. If you watch Yu-Gi-Oh, you know the face. The face when a character goes evil or rogue or, just turns bad. They always have this face. The secret to this face is the biggest eye. After you make it wide and menacing and it pierces your soul, you can work around that. And that's because it's the center of this piece. We're going all out on this one. From the forehead veins to the nose crinkle at the top and the infinitely creepy grin that pierces anyone who thinks their board is unbreakable. The other eye is smaller and outshined by its predecessor, but that doesn't matter because he is going to look amazing with the little highlights regardless. Now the shading we do is going to really solidify the overall feel of this piece. And then we're going on to the iconically pointy chin, and we're done. This is an amazing piece. I'm proud of it. I hope you like it. Now for the bonus after the bonus, and I just draw Yugimoto in my own grounded, rounder art style. And I start with the nose because nose is the center of the face, and it's just easier from that point on for me. and in a second, I apologize, my camera stops focusing and it never regains focus, but that you could still see the finished product down at the side. Uh, it's a bit awkward trying to do Yugi's hair in this style because I like hair to be more free flowing and, silky. And for this one, as you can see, I gave him a Yu-Gi-Oh like chin, but it's more of a baby chin because Yugi's kind of like a baby faced guy. I like that skinny face look to him. Now here's his big brother, I guess. I gave him an even more baby or chin, where it's still skinny, it's still pointy, but he still looks like a baby skinny face guy. And here I tried to do his eyes again, a bit bigger, but I apologize, I mess up. I really mess up his eye because it's small, it's flat. It really doesn't look good. If you look straight at it, it looks like he has a lazy eye. And for his hair, again, it was a big challenge because his golden locks would not give me a break. Mainly because I don't know how to translate. It's so awkward in any other way. And here I ran out of paper, but it's okay. I activated multiply. I got another piece. You know, Karibos be damned. And I just finish off his hair and add in those little, highlights to him and give him his jacket because Yugi always needs his pointy jacket. Now this is the end of the video, and I thank you for staying this long. It didn't come out as perfect as I wanted, but it came out great enough.